Well, I hope you enjoyed that little intro time lapse from me. Welcome back to Space Engineers, the Search for Intelligent Life. We're now on to episode 16, and I'm excited to say that I got the ship printer working. I had a couple issues with it. We'll go over that in a few seconds, and I'll show you what I did to fix it. And then maybe we'll get into something new. I think I want to build a bit of a satellite and a dish to reach it so that we can get eyes in the sky today. So without further ado, let's get into it and see what we got happening. Well, one thing that was happening as this hinge rope was winding up is it was starting to fall off of itself. So what I've had to do is build some blocks here to kind of keep it aligned and keep it central so that it doesn't fall off anymore, because that would be catastrophic. I wish I had video of that fix, but I forgot to hit the record button, and I was just more concerned with getting it fixed before the clang had attacked me. So I just centered up the rotor by changing its offset, and I think I have it around minus 15 centimeters. And that seems to be the sweet spot to hold it between the two verticals that I have, these back ones. And I've used the angles on the corner to act as guides. If it does get crooked, they will kind of slide along. And that's what I did with that. I really wish I had it on video. I even checked my backups, and I didn't even have a save with it before I made the fix, so I'm really sorry that I didn't get that out to you. But it is what it is. It works now. As you can see, the ship was printing really well. And yeah, we'll get more of that done later on. But for now, I think we need to set up ourselves a satellite dish and some sort of eye in the sky so that we can see what's up there before we even launch the bugger. So yeah, we'll get onto that next. Well, I'm up on the roof here, and I think this is going to be a good spot to get this built. So we need an antenna or a satellite dish or something to communicate with space. So I think what we'll do is we'll start off with a little rotor here, and we're going to hit up the old default paint job because, you know, Boss Jones, he likes boring old gray. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's 8 across. 1, 2, 3. Maybe we'll go there. Yeah, that'll work. And then what we'll get up on top of here is a hinge. We'll get these all welded up. Yeah, and I'm out of parts already. That's okay. And what we'll do is we'll get a dish placed on top of here. We'll weld up what we can. Clear up our build planner. And go downstairs and get the rest of the parts to weld this all up. We'll just head down into the base here through the stairs. I just so conveniently have no cargo access on this floor. Whoops. Let's see how many of these parts I can actually grab at one shot. Oh, not all of them. Anyways, we'll head back up the stairs of doom all the way to the top. Oh, looks like the satellite dish sagged. That's okay. And I'm just going to fly and find the nearest cargo access I have. Yep. We'll go down and get the rest of the pieces. Good grief. How much do I actually need? Yeah. Apparently quite a bit. Oh, well, I Didn't think that one through very well, did I? Let's go grab the last of those girders, I guess. There we go. Last of the girders. This looks kind of goofy back here, actually, but it is what it is. Do a quick weld job. And we'll get this hinge here to minus 63. I'm going to go minus 75. Upper limit of 75. We're going to turn on the velocity. Lock the hinge. And turn the rotor a little bit too. Yeah. Get some quick paint for it maybe. Black and I think maybe war torn. See how this looks. Yeah. Looks pretty lame. I gotta go get some steel plates here quickly. You know, maybe we need to have a different type of block here. Maybe what we'll do... Well, brace this up a little bit. Let's see if we can find a nice little corner that fits there. Nope, not on that one. Maybe there's one in here. That should work out. We'll weld this all up. And we'll name this antenna. Base antenna, we want to turn up its broadcast range right up to, see how high can we get this, 50 kilometers. So I believe 50 kilometers is just outside of the gravity well of the Earth planet, so that there should communicate with anything in the sky. I don't feel it's directional because this isn't a laser antenna. We're just creating antenna-to-antenna communications, so I should be able to use this to reach a station up in space, but we don't have one. So I'm going to go build one next, I think, down there, and we'll see how it looks. Well, this is what I have so far as sort of a launch vehicle for space. I'm not really happy with it. This is honestly one of the first times I've built a vehicle to go to space, so kind of was hoping for like a sleek little booster rocket kind of looking thing that I could clone and use as a duplicate if I was hauling something heavier up into space, but I really think that those atmospheric thrusters up there need to go. So I'm going to get rid of them. And fill up my inventory 100 times. Yeah. That's just not sitting well with me. So I'm going to get rid of them. They're chonky looking. They don't really fit the vibe I'm going for, and my inventory's full. So, yeah, I'll grind these off and maybe see what I can do in their place. Now, I was kind of hoping to have atmospheric thrusters so that I could lift off to space without burning all of the hydrogen before I hit the outside of the gravity well and hold on to some hydrogen for power. But I just don't think it's going to work out that way. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's just get these cut off. I really wish the orientation of your body on gravity planets didn't roll as much, but it is what it is. Alright. Okay. So that's those gone. This blank space right here, I think it just looks ridiculous. And these conveyors underneath actually look ridiculous too. I was trying to hope to have a little bit of a standoff, but I think these thrusters are gonna blast the ground anyways, so maybe I'll look at doing another connection method shortly. I'll let these tanks fill up, let this thing float, build a different launch pad for it. But until then, just get this shape happening. Now let's get some different thrusters maybe. Just, you know what? Little sci-fi ones might work. Let's see if maybe doing a small guy looks a little better here. I want to conceal these ugly ports. That's what I want to do. So let's maybe do one here, one here, one here, and one here, one here, and one here, one here, and one here, and doesn't matter what I do, I'm not going to be able to conceal that, so let's keep you at the same elevation. Let's just do one in the middle. One in the middle. Yeah. Now I can run the hydrogen thrusters to get to space as well. It's not a big deal. So as long as I'm not dependent on it and I'm running on Atmos, it might be okay. 3 each side, so that's 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hit the old build planner and weld these up. Well, that's really busy. To kind of fill in these little bits here, maybe if we get some gravel blocks. Let's see here. Let's grab some more steel plates. Hit up this. Let's see here now. That doesn't look too bad. Maybe if we... Oh. Well, that might work. That's alright. I don't mind that look. Okay, well, I'm gonna finish doing the rest, and we'll move up to the next layer when I come back. Well, I may have gotten a little carried away with the finishing up of this booster unit, and I'm sorry for that. You know what it's like if you play this game. It's easy to get into the habit of building and just get completely distracted. Oh, look, there's a block I missed right there. Weld that up. So this is the booster unit that I'm going to use to launch stuff into space, and in the future use it for interplanetary travel, etc. It's a basic thruster body, hydrogen, batteries for the Atmos. It's all ready to go. I got some greebling happening. It's nothing too fancy, it's just a booster. And up on top, I have a merge block. So if I need to connect 1, 2, 3, 4, or 20 of these onto something heavy, I can merge block and have full thruster control without running a script. And conveyor access is maintained through the connector. So I think this is going to make a pretty good, reasonable body. Now, unfortunately, it's my same boring old gray. Like I said earlier, I'm going to get a satellite, so next up is to plop a satellite type unit on top of here, built and ready to go to sit in space. Well, so far I have a small grid cockpit, an intermediate spot here, and then I've converted to large grid using a connector, and I've got some rotors and hinges and some satellite fins here. So in the center here, I've gone and placed myself a hinge. Oh, I'm stuck. Yeah. I've placed a hinge and then put a small head on it to convert back to small grid, and I'm going to place some turret controllers on here to set up some automatic solar tracking, and so that when we get to space we can deploy these fins and automatically gather power. One unfortunate thing is I've put a battery here before I convert it back to small grid, so that means after this point I will not have conveyor access, but that's okay because everything from this point up will be solar fin tracking, and we'll be able to grind this connector off later and build some things to be able to dock ships to this station afterwards. It's all going to be on the bottom end. So all I'm going to have up in this node is going to be my antenna nonsense and power control, and this will be the dumb end of the space station, I guess. Well, I have gone and completed all the turret controllers, a couple of timer blocks in there for deploying. I got them set up in the hotbar of the first cockpit. So let's have a look at this. So we'll hit 8 to deploy them out. And it'll open up. And then once they hit a certain degree out, the solar tracking should kick in. So that's what that's going to look like in space. Now all I've set up is on rotors. I'm not controlling the hinges, but I wanted to unfurl this so that I could kind of finish up in here a little bit. So I'm going to get some blocks and fill this in. Probably my antenna is going to go in there. As a matter of fact, let's do that right now. Oh, parabolic antenna. That's kind of cool. I just want a regular old antenna. Get that on the top, maybe there. And maybe what we'll do is we'll get an ore detector. I know it's only a 50-meter range in small grid, but whatever. Just need one, just to help kind of balance things out a little bit. Pull the material up for that. Weld them up. You'll see shortly these will start to turn. It's kind of hideous looking, but it's going to work. And I think it'll work quite well. It doesn't need to be a piano or anything, so we'll just go with it as it is. And put it in space. First I want to finish this off. Because it looks really crappy without everything on it. And this will reserve room for more control blocks later on too. Maybe we'll put a gun turret on here or something later if I encounter anything in space. But we'll just weld this all up to be finished. That doesn't look bad. It'll be hidden by these wings when they're folded up. But I think I want to get 4 more cockpits and place them around here. Or 3 more, sorry. And get them filled in to kind of cone this in and taper this out so that it fits better. So I'm just going to do that off camera. And by then we should be ready to launch. But first we'll go and fold these wings up. When they get up past a certain angle, they shut off the tracking. I think that'll work. I don't know what else I want to do with this, or what would look alright. Maybe a cornery looking block, maybe, and I don't know. I haven't got that far. But yeah, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm just going to finish this up. Well, I got her finished. As finished as it's going to get. A few more boosters in here. I've got some parachutes in the hatches too. So if this ever becomes detached, I could still land safely on the planet. But yeah, I think she's time to get ready to launch. So I'm going to get in the cockpit here. You see I got the bars all set up across the bottom. The boost, all that nonsense. Got a little camera to see out. And I forgot to put a thing on the hotbar, so I can disconnect from the base. So I think what we'll do is we're just going to turn on all of the atmospheric thrusters. And then go down here and disconnect. And see if this thing can take off. And it can't. Oh. Oh, the connector's trying to do its thing. Let's just shut that off. Don't need it right now anyways. And there's still not enough thrust. Huh. Oh, right. Duh. Charge. Now we can go. Okay, that's working now. I forgot to turn the batteries on. That means I should probably turn the tanks off stockpile too. And we're going. $300 meters. So let's turn up the boost on this. Oh, that's not working either. Huh. Huh. Oh. I don't know what's going on with those thrusters, but I can't seem to rely on thrust override. So we'll just go up like this, I guess. I don't know why thrust override wasn't enough. I don't know if it's because of dampeners being on. As soon as I turn that on, yeah, it's not working. We'll just turn it back down again. I'll just manually do it. Oh. We're having some troubles getting up. Oh, we're falling. We better turn on that hydrogen. There we go. Hydrogen seems to work. That's weird that it wouldn't work there. I don't know what happened. Must have done something wrong somewhere with some setting, I guess. So obviously when I get this booster back down to Earth, we'll have to do something differently with it. Cool. The ugly rocket thing launches. 0.12 gravity. We're almost there. I was going to stay in the gravity well, but I'm going to go just on the outskirts of it. Wow. Can't even see the base. That was a lot easier than I thought, but I'm kind of curious as to why those thrusters didn't work. Override with the atmospheric, unless they just do not have enough lift. But we'll find out once we detach the solar panels. And there we go. Okay, well, we're not moving. So let's get into our control panel here. Hit the deploy. There we go. Oh. I forgot to close my helmet. Stupid me. Okay, well they're out. They're turned to the sun. So now let's make this a solid grid. There we go. So now, in theory, we don't move. Excellent. Switch lock there. Now, if we go into here, let's see why we can't control this now. Oh, there's no remote control block. That's what I forgot. Of course, I got no materials on me, so guess what we're going to be packing up next time? A remote control. Whoops. Well, I guess that is that, so let's point ourselves back and dart away into gravity. Say, see you later, satellite. Yeah, there we go. Well, we got something in space. That's a start. Let's see what happens when we bring this down into Earth. Let's see how if it can re-land on that pad at a full 104 meters a second. Let's see if I can land this without crashing it now, because that'll be the fun part. Yeah, it launched. I didn't crash it. It's not bad for the first time launching something into space. Let's hope when the MHT is done printing it's just as successful, but I definitely think I want to add more atmospheric thrusters to this guy. And I don't know, well, the hydrogen seems to work just fine, actually. I hope there's enough hydrogen thrust to reverse. We'll find out in a few minutes. I'd like to thank you all for watching this episode. I'm sorry it took so long to get one out. I've been really busy at work, and I've had a few days where I haven't been feeling the greatest. My throat's been a little sore, so it's been hard to talk. But this has taken a bit to put this one together. Hopefully we can get a few modules built and launch them up to join onto that satellite. And I can build something with a remote block on it so I can actually switch over to it from Earth. I should be within range of the base, so we should be able to have connection. Otherwise, we're toying with laser antennas. But yeah, anyways, like I said, thanks for watching, and look forward to getting the next one out to you, hopefully a heck of a lot sooner.